means more like a flat. So instead of means the middle, most of the companies, they would consider to buy at times and make at others. So if they are looking for someone quickly, resources in this person, and they are not fit at all. So you need to know it. You don't have to mention it, but you need to know what kind of person you are looking for. It's really essential. Okay? So so knowing the type of person. Also, there is another thing is about the culture. So for some jobs, you have a specific time frame. Other companies, they don't care about time frame. So you have to do things on your own. And they are looking for people who actually do their own research, are actually interested about the job. So for example, I will not mention everything on the job. But if you go to the website, you can see the information of the person that we are looking for. The people who add that to their application, it means they did their research. And they customize it based on our company. They are not just opening LinkedIn, apply to everyone. Okay? Which is what most people do. But yeah. So after you have all that, you'll have to start something called a strategy. So you already know what you are looking for. It's your goal to get that ideal employee. Of course, you cannot get 100% most of the time because you have a specific budget. Unless you have a limited budget, then you can find whoever you want. But you have to do it in your budget. So you need to have an action plan. Basically, a strategy is a collection of actions or initiatives that you will use to get to a specific goal. You already have the goal based on your earlier planning, but you also have the restrictions. By restriction, I mean the time that you'll have. So for example, you need to hire the person in 1 week, or the resources, so you don't have much resources in order to find the best person. So you need to find the best way to find the best results based on your goal and your restrictions, the challenges that you will have along the way. It's very essential to understand both. If you are missing any of these two, your process will not be ideal. So you might be able to find someone, but it's not all like it will be more of luck than a process that you can improve over time. And it more, if I can say it in another way, is that you can get someone good, but it's all based on luck, and the chances are very low compared if you have a good strategy. Of course, it's not 100% guaranteed that you'll get the ideal employee in the time, but you increase your chances. That's why you have a strategy, in order to increase the chances of getting that person. If you don't get it, so you'll be able to see, okay, it happened, problem here, I can improve it, and we can move on, and we can get them. So for a strategy, you need to consider 4 things. One is make or buy employee. Make or buy is based on your budget. Okay, just to clarify what I mean by make and buy or buy. Make, it means you find the employee. So you post online, you search in any way, and you find the person. Buy, it means you go to a recruitment company, pay them money, and they will get you the employee. Each has its own benefits, pros and cons, but you need to understand what is your budget, what you are looking for. So just to give you an idea, for example, usually smaller companies, they don't have the budget to pay someone to do it. At the same time, the very big companies like Google or Microsoft, they don't pay anyone to do it because they have their own process that they want to follow. And they don't need to pay someone, their brand is enough. But most of the companies in the middle, between these two, like these are the two extremes, the middle, most of the companies, they would consider to buy at times and make at others. So if they are looking for someone quickly, or they have a new project, but they don't have the resources yet, they don't have the HR team in place to do it for this project. They will just hire someone to do it for this project until they start hiring someone suitable. But if they are looking for the annual recruitment that they know about, this is the standardized recruitment. For example, in Vietnam, after that, usually companies, they will have hiring more and more people, but maybe they don't need to buy through like a recruitment service because they already have their team to do it. It's very essential to know everything about the project itself before you decide these, because the differences are big. Both are good in their own points. The next one is the type of recruitment. So is it a recruitment for the project only? So you have a short-term project like 1 year, a contract, and that's it? Or is it like a full-time employee that you will want to stay with you in the company? Is it like a freelancer? But there are other types. So when you are hiring this employee, are you planning for them to become managers in the future? Or do you want them just to be salespeople? So when you are doing that, there is a difference. So if you are looking for someone who in your mind, you are planning to make them a manager, okay? That means you are looking for someone with good leadership base. So they does not have to have the experience in leadership, but they have the basics for it. So there are the basics that you can improve over time. But if you are looking for just someone who does sales, it's much easier. You can just focus on that and that's it. So you need to understand what type of recruitment based on this. The other thing is the geographical area. Do they have, for example, to be in Ho Chi Minh City? Is it okay if they are in other area, but the job is worth bringing them to the city and you pay them more and relocation and everything? Do you want them to be working remotely? So the geographical area is also something to consider in your strategy. So just to give you an example, okay, if the geographical area is an issue and you want to hire fresh graduates, you cannot, I cannot go to students in Hanoi, the university in Hanoi, to hire people to work in Ho Chi Minh City. You understand my point? So it's a geographical area you have to consider in your planning for how you will get the the employees in the future. The last one is the recruitment sources. So how you want to approach the people. So we mentioned that you make them or buy them. If you make them, for example, how you'll approach them. So will you reach them online? Do you want to go to face-to-face events through their universities? Through like some companies, I'm not sure if it's how often is it in Vietnam or no, or like in local companies, international, they have it. So they will have exchange employees. So some employees from my company will go and work at yours, and others from your company will come and work at mine for a specific period of time. So each of them, they will exchange their experiences and help each other improve. So this is another source. So you need to keep in mind what are the sources of the employees that you want to get. There are other types. So is it internal or external? We will talk about that a bit later. So the steps to design